Thank you.
Shaji, I think I'll first start with the hard part. You've already uh, been part of many successful wealth management firms. You have done well for yourself. Now we've again decided to start another. It's not an easy market. It's quite a tough place to be in. What was your sort of motivation to start Neo or be one of the founding members of Neo? Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Anas. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you all hear me? Yeah. So I get asked these questions plenty of times. I've already answered this many of times, but every time I get asked these questions, I get embarrassed. I must tell you why I get embarrassed. Because it has taken 20 years for me to realize that I have the potential to become an entrepreneur. So it has taken 20 years, and I come from Bangalore. Now I've proven myself. I'm based in Bombay. But when I was in Bangalore, I met all entrepreneurs and founders who are of the age of 22 to 26 years old. And I really have spent a lot of time with them, and I really felt all this, kids who come out of college wanting to start and be a founder of the company. And I was in my 40s and trying to figure out, should I be an entrepreneur at all? There are two big excitement in my life, apart from being embarrassed asking this question. But excitement is that in the BFI business, especially in the business that we are in, the wealth and asset management business, a little bit of gray helps. Being a founder or a promoter with a lot of gray helps a lot. Second is this business is a lot more boring, simple, long-term business, and thus people in their 40s starting this business get a lot of interest from the private equity guys. So we've had, you guys have seen some of the best private equity guys have actually come on board, including Sequoia, now called Peak 15 in India. So the excitement is about building this business at this age. And the most exciting thing, I don't know, you observed on the presentation, one of the slides shown the other co-founders with me. I must tell you, I feel so lucky to have founders like them around me, co-founders like them around me. Because each one of them, all of them have graduated from IIT, all of them have graduated from IIMs. I'm the only odd man out there. But all of them have graduated. They have very genius level IQ and a motherly EQ. And I couldn't have asked for anything better than this from a co-founder. So it's worth a wait for 20 years that I decided to do this, Anas. But you've been an inspiration, man. You inspired all of us. At such young age, you've been a founder, and you've created something phenomenal. And in fact, Hurun as a brand, I call it a luxury brand, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay? You cater to all the billionaires and self-made entrepreneurs in India. So congratulations to you too.
Thank
And
you.
the journey so far has been great. We are in a business which has a lot of tailwind in a lot of factors. I think being in India itself is great to my mind. And you get lucked out with some fabulous founders around you. You get lucky with sector that you belong, which has so much of tailwind, more billionaires and millionaires that he releases in terms of his list. We get excited because they are the ones we cater to. And God has been kind, and we are very lucky. Yeah, thank you.
And what is the role do you think wealth management firm is playing for nation building? Because once you build wealth, next thing is to preserve this wealth, right? So how do you see that, wealth management from that perspective?
Great question, actually. In more ways than one, the 2-3 things that I can think of and answer is, you also said it in your presentation, like a professor, you put a lot of things there, and one other thing that I picked from there, wealth creation is a representation of your country's progress, right? So wealth creation happens in the business, and we as wealth managers do help preserve and grow that wealth from there. More wealth gets built in the business, in the country, which has a lot of effect for the country, right? So one is specializing in actually making sure that we deliver best financial services for our clients, and to make sure that this wealth is preserved and grown in a way that it has a lot more second level effect. It's not first level effect. For example, the more wealth that you create, it has a major effect on the consumption of the country. So there are more ways than one adds to this. And most importantly, in our case, we have at the asset management side, have multiple strategies. And one of the strategies is to actually cater to mid-size and small-size promoters and entrepreneurs where they are not able to access bank finance. Today, our private credit fund, which is about 10,000 crores, actually cater to the mid-size and small-size companies where banks and NBFC are not willing to finance them. And that is where a role like us, this is a nation building, by the way. So that is where, people like us can, it's not only Neo, many other asset managers are in place, are playing this particular sector. But the fact is, you're able to provide financing to someone who is not able to actually get financing. It's a great honor for us. That's one. That's a nation building. Second is, there are a lot of infrastructure projects in the country, and all these are currently with government, and government wants to monetize this. The only way they could monetize this, if private money can move into some of those assets and we democratize this whole thing. We play a very key role, and we've raised close to 7,000-8,000 crores, $1 billion there actually catering to this. There are multiple ways of doing it, so thought I'll just highlight to you. One, to make sure that all the wealth that we manage are wisely invested and grow. It has a second level impact. And the second thing is obviously, expand your financing for sectors and entrepreneurs who are not, currently being accessed by banks and NBFCs.
Great. And one fascinating thing about your journey, which I've have a lot of respect, is you giving back to the ecosystem by investing in startups. You were rated the #1 angel investor by Business Standard.
It's Outlook Business.
Outlook Business, yeah. And so that's a skin in the game, right? I mean, you're just not advising your network to invest, but you also are an investor yourself. So how do you give back to, how do you see the process of giving back to ecosystem, and how important is it for that cycle to play through?
Okay. So I've been in the business of wealth and asset management, managing money for our clients, and come across a lot of founders. I've been in Bangalore. Sometimes, being in some city, it helps you actually resonate and, be sympathetic about what's happening in the ecosystem. In 2008, when Flipkart was founded, and Flipkart is the poster boy in India, right? In terms of Sachin and Binny Bansal, poster boys of the startups in India. And it was founded in 2007 or 8, around that time. And I remember meeting both of them. I couldn't figure out what they were building, right? So they were just selling books. And if anybody had told me they're going to be Amazon of India, I wouldn't, at that point in time, I never believed. I had an opportunity to invest them, by the way. I missed that opportunity in a big way. Because there is nothing of that sort had happened in India at that point in time. Over time, being in Bangalore and being, one of the perks of being in this business also, you get to meet founders like you, promoters like you, and that gives me a biggest kick in this whole process of being a wealth manager, by the way. That's what, wakes me up in the morning. And in the last 17, 18 years, in the entire process of watching founders actually build business, I've got fascinated by this whole journey, and I love founders. Whether they are failed founders or they are really, really doing well, I just love founders, and I want to mentor them. And especially the one who's out of college wanting to do something, and they've done 2 years of, it's a little bit of professional work, but then wanting to build some large, and they have the dream to do it. So I've set aside, majority of my corpus. By the way, 99% of my wealth is in equity. Out of that, at least 70% of my wealth is in privately invested.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I'm an investor in your fund as well. You're aware of that, right? So I love mentoring founders. I want to give them everything that I've learned in the last 20 years. I want to set aside my Saturdays, Sundays to make sure they learn something that I've learned, and then I pass it on to them. The only intent. So ultimately, the economic outcome is, obviously, you're investing for the best economic outcome, but you also want to make sure that whatever you learned, you want to give it to these young founders and encourage them to do the best. And I've had great luck, and a couple of companies in Hyderabad as well.
No, I know for a fact that it's not a gyan, in the sense that the moment you invest in startups, either you make money or you learn. So it is either ways, right?
That's gambling. That's gambling. So So you're absolutely right?
Yeah.
So, but it's investing. You obviously are putting in money, but most important thing is, if you've learned something in life, you want to actually pass it on to them and make sure that they don't make the same mistake that you made in your career. Whether you're professionally, you made mistake, or as a founder that you made mistakes. Yeah.
Okay, so coming to that, I would like to take this opportunity to speak about two amazing entrepreneurs in Hyderabad. Would like next panelist with them. I want to hear from you about Raj and Sridhar Gadi, about them. I want to hear from your perspective about what they're doing and what they're building.
See, Raj is like me, right? So I'm sure he's also started
Where's
late.
Raj?
Is that?
Okay.
Okay, he's yeah. Okay.
The two
So he's
Raj,
like me. I think he started late. That much I know of him, unless he is going to say something else to you. He started late. But what a journey, yeah. Like, somebody started so late, but phenomenal journey. He's listed his company, got into a company which is catering to a specific problem statement that he is trying to solve for companies. Phenomenal, right? So he has got a great journey. So I love the business that he has built. I'd like to hear more from him in terms of when he started and how Zaggle happened and what Zaggle is doing and what they're pivoting into. But most importantly, Sridhar is around, right? So Sridhar, I don't know, is a fantastic human being, first of all, and same holds good for Raj as well. A fantastic human being. I've met him a couple of times in the past. I've not made friends with him yet. But the fact is, when I met him then and to now, maybe it's about 7, 8 years ago, he remembers, nothing has changed in his life. His company has gone leaps and bounds. I think he is doing some great AI work and the company is great. But I think he's doing not what he's supposed to be doing in life. I think he should be doing a business like Brian Johnson, which is more anti-aging and
Yeah,
all
of
that
course.
factors and longevity. I think we need some classes from you, Sridhar, on anti-aging and longevity classes. I think that is what you model for, and I look forward to hearing something or getting some lessons from you on how to actually stay fit the way you are. And it's a right combo to get them together, by the way. So let them come on board. But thank you so much, Anas.
Thank you, Shaji. Big round of applause to Shaji, please. Thank you.